Let's talk about catharsis. Catharsis is a narrative phenomenon wherein all the emotional torment one experiences during a journey, all the pity and fear are purged in a moment of extreme evolution, resulting in new balance. On is a song that's almost Olympian in its narrative. The drums start the song almost as a call to war, and from that moment on, the song thrums with a mounting energy, an aching pressure that doesn't die down. Even when the song dials back its power during the pre-chorus, the space left behind rings with tension. Where Boy With Love was a song that gives, On is a song that takes. Each rapper represents a different form of struggle, musically shifting the dynamic of the song and lyrically describing a separate part of the song's psyche. For Namjoon, it's realizing that the darker parts of yourself resemble your current self, not knowing where the darkness ends and you begin. For Hobie, it's trying to live your life and maintain the things that still make you yourself, even as the darkness closes in, accepting that the darkness is as much a part of you as the light, making the darkness part of your flesh and blood. For Yoongi, it's knowing that neither the highs nor the lows last forever, that change is always upon us, that darkness covers light, and we always, always have to get back up. The vocals lace these different experiences together, tying everything to the same mast. The vocal line is acting as the streamline connector, crossing the horizons of all these different struggles and uniting them in the song. Gotta go insane to stay sane. The song brings together a marching band, the sounds of a choir, their old hip-hop sound, and it never seems to be overreaching itself, but rather the harmonization of everything BTS we've seen in the last 7 years. BTS are a group who are open about their fears. They've continued to admit their struggles and hardships, not only with fans, but with the world at large. They know for a fact the world is listening to them. When you realize you have the ear of an entire generation, you get to choose what to do with it. It's easy to play the badass, to act elitist, to promote an air of exclusivity, to shape your music around the idea of, we win, we're untouchable, we're supreme. And yet, what do BTS do? They ask you to love yourself. BTS have openly admitted discussing disbandment. Jin and Hobie expressed that the band worried they'd reached their peak and feared it was all downhill from here. For 2019, Persona was the highest-selling album in the world. With that kind of unbelievable pressure and expectation, where was BTS going to go? Where they always go. To the music. This era seems to translate some of those fears into music, whether it's reliving the past in ego, facing internal darkness and shadow, or finding yourself in a void of all sensation deprived of everything you used to love and feel in Black Swan. When you pair all that honesty with the ever-mounting scrutiny pointed at BTS, there's been an undercurrent of energy and pressure in the BTS narrative since the end of Wings, and it's been growing, and growing, and growing, and then on. I can't understand what people are saying. What and who do I need to follow? With each step, the shadow grows again. That strikes me as a direct response to the negative narratives that have been stapled to BTS's music, artistry, and identity as a group. I carried myself into this beautiful prison, escaping the places that mistreat us, running hands tied into the unfamiliar, carrying whatever hope we can with us, even a broken hope. Not knowing where we are or what we stand for, but only that we can't stop and we always have to get back up. On is about them, but it's also about us. Find me and I'm going to live with you. And finally, the bridge. There's something in the hero's narrative known as character death. It's the lowest point in the story, the worst case scenario. It's the moment when the hero realizes that what they need is completely different from the want they've been chasing since second one. It's the moment when the hero is either consumed by the story or the hero chooses to change the narrative. And then the levee breaks. This is known as character rebirth, where all the tension of the story finally bursts free when the hero chooses change. In the classic hero's journey, it is not a moment of peace. It is the powerful, sometimes even violent expunging of every struggle in one go, 1,000 shadows ripping free from your ribs, tearing all the terror and weakness out of your throat as it goes. My blood and tears, my everything, got no fears. This is the moment where all the pain and heartbreak, the fear and the pity comes to a head. We didn't know whether we were going to become the light or the shadow, and now we realize they are the same thing. Come on up, bring the pain. Catharsis. I don't really talk much about my personal life because I don't want to bore anybody, but I've been pretty sick recently. You guys already know that, as it's been affecting my ability to upload. If you know me in real life, or if we're connected online and you know about my condition, I ask that you please keep it to yourself. I don't want that information out there. But for everyone else, these past few months have been pretty bad. My body was basically fighting me every step of the way and taking my mind with it. And the morning of February 21st, I got up and I was weak and terrified and full of self-pity, and I put in my headphones and I turned on this song for the first time. I felt this song was talking to me and telling me to get the hell back up. Can't hold me down because you know I'm a fighter, choosing to descend into the dark abyss. Find me and I'm going to bleed with you. That was pretty tectonic to me. I've been listening to this song every day since it came out. Rain be pouring, sky keep falling, every day. It was hard for me not to relate to that. I take my pain meds and I listen to this song and I feel like it's fighting with me. Bring the pain. This song genuinely became part of my getting through the day process, the whole era, in fact. Ocean with all lights silenced, my wandering feet held in a rut, every noise and sound's been cut, killing me now, do you hear me? Yeah, okay, that got me. I'm listening. I got some messages, some comments, asking me to tear into this era, to rip it apart for being basic and boring, and God, can't BTS release anything good anymore? I'm sorry to those people, but I can't do that. You can feel however you want about it. For me, this is BTS's strongest comeback since Wings. The music video is cinematically gorgeous, yet it never forces itself down your throat. It has long, drawn-out shots that allow you to just look. In a time filled with overly polished, flashy comebacks that separate audience from artist, the gritty fabric of On clings to the spaces between my bones and gets caught under my nails. It was nice to see a music video filmed outside, for sure, and even nicer to see how, in the midst of all this landscape and action, there was still human realism to it. BTS keep telling us this is a story about people, not gods. The storyline of Jungkook's escape, Jin's dove, whatever the hell Namjoon is doing, and finally reaching the Pride Rock of freedom, combined with all this kinds of cinema I've never seen from BTS before, it begs the idea of pseudotopophilia. Pseudotopophilia is the feeling of belonging to a place you've never been to or that doesn't exist. It's a phenomenon experienced basically by every kid who's ever wanted to go to Hogwarts. During this video, I truly felt I was walking alongside BTS. That's what I love about this comeback. No one is in more of a position to act elitist and untouchable than BTS, and yet they are willing to be covered in dirt and showing us their wounds, to walk with us, not looking down on us, but beside us. Namjoon raising his fist is such a simple but powerful moment. I felt this was a place of belonging, everyone coming together. Even though I knew logically this was a music video, I was emotionally in love with the world and the story. Even though I did have a second there where I was convinced I was watching Maze Runner. Alongside the Black Swan video, this era is one that understands the balance of simplicity and eccentricity. I found the album stunningly refreshing. Where Persona was dyed in shades of oranges and purple, Seven is glossy jet black, cracked into pieces and sealed back together with gold. It's kind of rare for me to find an album where so many songs jostle for first place in my mind. Everyone, absolutely everyone, shines in this album. It's everyone's era. I'm announcing 2020 as the year of Let Yoongi Say Fuck. My only two wishes were that Yoongi would have been allowed to swear the way he does in his solo stuff instead of saying, I don't give a and that there was slightly less vocal filter over the rap line. Musically, this is my favorite era since Tear. It meant a lot to me personally, and yeah, outlying circumstances made On easy to love, but isn't that the point of music? That it reaches to us when we need it most? That it means something to us, that it makes us feel? What other than that is the goal of art? Maybe I just got lucky, but I can't see BTS as anything other than an artist that has always been honest in a way that resonates. Tell me why you're still walking with us. The album is stunning, it's honest, it's beautiful, it sounds damn good, and I can't do anything other than ask everyone to listen to it. If you held me at gunpoint, I'd probably say that my favorite side tracks are 0 O'Clock, Ugh, Inner Child, and Louder Than Bombs. On is an amazing, narrative, emotional song, and I think it's one of their best A-tracks since 2017. And by that I mean the original OT7 version. No shade, that's just the only version I care for. All these mentioned here are serious contenders to be on my top songs of the year list. So yeah, you could say that for me this era was pretty damn cathartic.